whenever you watch this video, these messages are relevant for you. Time has no essence here. So, Aries, I'm going to do my best to really focus in on who you were in a past life in greater detail, like what was your personality, what was the life like that you were living. So I'm going to pull some past life tarot cards first, or oracle cards I should call them, and then I'm going to draw some others. Alright, Aries, let's see. The arts, spirituality and religion, high priest or priestess. Dang, I'll tell you what, you guys are the 5th reading I'm doing, and I think only one reading hasn't been heavy spiritual elements, but you know, as it could just be a different level for each of you, but some of you, I just have to say, were super spiritual, super religious in this past life that's coming through. So, let's pull a court card to look at what your zodiac sign was in this past life, where you were very creative with the arts there. Some of you could have been like a religious singer. You know, there's a lot of Christian singers out there that make quite a bit of money. We have the Adept of Chalice. So Aries, I'm showing you coming through as a Scorpio in your past life. So does that resonate with you at all? Also, if you are an Aries with Scorpio as your south node, this very well could be talking about the previous incarnation before the one you're experiencing right now. Also, Scorpio in your south node, this reading is especially strong for you, coming through as Scorpio energy in this past life. So, not those, sorry, getting ahead of myself. Let's pull hidden wisdom to see what your personality was like. And I'll discuss more of this in a minute. I'm just trying to build the reading some. Alright, that was quick. The Ice Queen, I just preserved non-action, entitlement. Okay, so what this says here is, for some of you, you were very creative, as I said, but you didn't put forth the energy to manifest your dreams or your creative talents, or for some of you, your psychic and spiritual ability, okay? It was there, it was present, you were a Scorpio for God's sakes, but many of you closed yourself off. Now with the owl here, you were still very wise, but you had a gift. Many of you, it was a spiritual gift. For others of you, it could have been a creative talent like singing or writing, acting, poetry, even like a sport of some kind. There's a million things that the arts could pertain to that you could become, you know, famous for, or be in a career and take care of yourself just fine. But you guys had something, spiritual or creative talent, and you turned your back to it in your last life. Like, you weren't, I don't know why you didn't pursue it. We're going to have to draw more cards, but I wonder, Aries, if this life, especially those of you with that Scorpio South node, which you didn't let come forth in this life, it's time to let come forth in this life right now. the life you're living right now. Perhaps you preserved all of this and you saved this energy for this incarnation that you're living now because you wanted to become much wiser before you actually work with this energy in a much bigger, profound way. It's like it's all there, but you're not acting on it. So we'll see why that is. I mean, there could be a lot of reasons why that took place. So we're going to draw two vintage wisdom to see, two qualities, traits about you, for the good or the bad. But coming through as Scorpio energy and High Priest, Priestess, you were, and you had ability, there is no question. Kindred spirits, you were a very lovely person to be around. Many people connected with you and resonated with you well. And I'm not surprised that is an element of the Scorpio energy. So you made many, many close, loyal, true, and honest friendships and connections in this past life, okay? You could be counted on. People really trusted you and felt safe in your presence. Freedom. But you were a very free spirit, my Aries. You were a very free spirit in this past life, okay? Everybody loved you, though. Everybody loved you, and you definitely had spiritual gift of some kind, creative abilities, but you really, really enjoyed your freedom. So let's pull some Gaia Tarot to see how this energy was experienced by you in this life. I'm just like, why did you not pursue this? Like, it's there. The energy was there. Everybody loved you. You were popular. Like, whatever it is that you had, like, you could have really gone somewhere and done something with it. Could also have been the era that you were born in, because different religious practices and beliefs were not tolerated or accepted. So that could have something to do with that as well. So let's see. Okay. Well, we have death and rebirth. And in the tarot, Scorpio's energy is represented by the death card. So interesting to me to see that this is showing up and you're showing up as a Scorpio. Also with this, there's connection with this life that we're looking at to a previous life that's also connected to this. So we have like this trinity, this trifecta. Big cycle for Aries. But there's a connection, there's a lesson. Perhaps in these previous incarnations, this is the idea, the talent, the gift that you possess, and it's still in gestation here. Like, perhaps you weren't ready yet with this card coming out as the first card, and it like stuck to the table. So we have the Self. Yeah, you were a very free spirit. Intuition, yep. And look at that, sits right under the High Priest or Priestess. Yeah, you had spiritual gift. There is no question. The Mother. Yeah, you got, man, Aries. Very spiritual. You had gift. Whether you were psychic or just very intuitive. And with the Mother here, some of you were mothers, but I don't really feel like that's a super relevant message, but some of you were. What I get with that energy more is your nurturing, caring, healing nature that was just your natural energy, okay? And you might have been caring for many others, and that's why your talent or your gift, you never pursued it and put yourself first, so to speak, okay? But with self here and freedom, you definitely were a free spirit, but also you walked a path kind of alone. Your being with yourself, being connected to yourself, being in your own personal space was more comfortable to you than sharing it with maybe even a lover, okay? It just, to me, this energy, I feel you were very spiritually gifted, or you had some amazing talent and you kept it hidden from everybody, okay? You did not share it for whatever reason. Everybody loved you. People could trust you. People could count on you. People came to you. Like, you were, if you were a female, you were probably the person where any neighbor could come to your door and ask you for anything and you would be there. You were the shoulder to cry on. You gave the best advice because you were coming from a very spiritual place. But nobody really knew that about you. They just thought, oh, you're just somebody that was really good at giving advice. Scorpios often are. They're water signs, and they have an ability to go into the depths of dark energy that most other signs cannot, and they can navigate through there and see their way through. So that's part of your makeup here. And for whatever reason, you just kept yourself a secret. You kept your true self hidden, your talents, your gifts, but you were there for everybody. Like, with kindred spirits, like, you had a lot of connections. Everybody loved you and adored you. But your gift here, it's like it wasn't ready to hatch. You weren't ready to bring it forth to the world for all to see. So let's pull some gypsy cards to get a little bit more information about this energy. I don't know, I think this lifetime is about whatever this talent or spiritual gift is coming out, finally out into the open, like you owning it, Aries. And coming through as the Aryan energy, you are far more spontaneous, and you're willing to make a split decision far more as an Aries than you would have been as this Scorpio sun sign energy that you were working with, okay? It's so night and day, the two energies, okay? So you just could feel the energy around you, like you knew it wasn't the time. And now, in this incarnation that you're experiencing, Aries, I really believe this is the life, this is the time to bring this forth, and you know exactly what it is. Like, you have to, there's no way. Like, this has been part of your path for what looks to be some time now, but this last incarnation is just like, I cannot show myself, I cannot bring this forth. Okay, this right here says it all. We have misfortune, scholar, reunion, and wife. Okay, so Aries, with misfortune here, there was definitely some tragedy, some trauma that happened to you in this past life. Whatever this was is different for all of you because this is a general reading. Like, whatever, like, your biggest fear is this lifetime might have everything to do with what this was. This trauma, this tragedy, this huge misfortune. You see the house is on fire here. Some of you, your house could have burned down. But it's much more than that. Like, some of you could have lost everything. Some of you, it sits under death and rebirth. Some of you, with mother hair, you could have lost your baby. Like, it could have been stillborn, or your baby could have died, like, shortly after birth. Like, there is something here that really impacted you on deep levels, Aries, deep levels, because death and rebirth and misfortune. So, and you know what? And that makes sense. That's why some of you just did not pursue this gift. Like, if it was loss of a child, it was too much. It's almost like you became angry with, God, the higher power. However, you were connected to the universe at that time, and you were like, no, no. And you shut off, you shut down. It makes so much sense. Ice Queen and misfortune. Something happened to you, Aries, and you just shut off, you shut down, and you focused yourself in education and learning, even if it, or, even developing your talent more. But because it sits under self here, you kept it to yourself. Like, why did you keep it to yourself? Like, I get that you went through this trauma, but you were really developing yourself and keeping that a secret, like developing your wisdom, your knowledge, your book knowledge. Maybe like you were trying to practice the magic even, I don't know, but you were keeping it to yourself. Like, you weren't sharing and letting anybody know what you truly know, what you truly are. You clearly could read people. I mean, come on. We have High Priestess and intuition with Scorpio energy as sun sign energy. Like, you were psychic, no question, but you shut that off. And now we have this reunion next to wife. So some of you, this misfortune was like the split up of, your love, you and your twin flame, we'll say. And there came and you, Aries, nope, you weren't with anybody else. You weren't. We have self here, sitting under spirituality and religion, and then scholar. No. Some of you, this misfortune was the breaking up of your significant partnership, okay? And you just cut yourself off and closed yourself off. And perhaps during that time is when you really started developing your intuition, because what cracks you open is, what changes you the most, what lets spirit in, what allows you to transform into a different version of yourself. So, perhaps it was just the parting of this very significant relationship, but it came back, like you guys came back together because we have this wife. So we have wife and mother. So you had a family with somebody, okay? Whether you were the wife and mother, or this is speaking, if you were a male, this is speaking of your wife and mother of your children. You guys returned to each other, okay? So biggest significant thing I see is misfortune and ending of a significant relationship, but it comes back together. Again, I just don't think that you guys, perhaps, you were in some position where you couldn't really express who you truly were, your creative talent or your spiritual gifts and beliefs, because of the position you held in an office somewhere. It's really hard to say since this is general, but you were just like this. Who you really were, nobody knew who you really were except for maybe this twin flame relationship energy right here. But nobody really knew who you were or what you were truly capable of. Like, you really kept that shit to yourself. Aries, you are not advertising anything. Period. End of story. And because we also have kindred spirits here, yeah, it was like one person for you. One person, one love, and without that love, you wanted nobody. Nobody else. So let's pull a Flames card here. Yeah, 9 of Flames. So Aries, this here is telling me that this particular incarnation is near the end of a soul cycle that you were in. I personally feel, based on this reading, that you're still in that soul cycle, and this twin flame energy, okay, and your spiritual gift and talent, or your creative gift and talent, is what you should be focusing on this lifetime. Like, it's part of this cycle of your soul. Those two main things, those two energies, that's what you're working with, like twin flame love and whatever your gift is, your personal gift, Aries. And you guys, being Aries, being the first of the zodiac, you know, you could be very unique, innovative, creative about whatever it is that you have to offer that is your gift. But this life and what you're experiencing now, definitely connected. And that twin flame love is like, you guys are still going around, still, you know, working on this cycle. And as you get to the end, you know, that's the most challenging part, because you're finally becoming the master of these energies that you've been working with in this cycle of your soul. Okay, so it is going to be intense. It is going to be challenging, but that's because of where you're at. And, you know, where once you complete this cycle, you move on to something else. Okay, so huge emphasis of twin flame love, probably separated from each other in this life, just like here, but we have this reunion. And I don't know, Aries, don't shut yourself off from everything in this life if you and a twin flame aren't working out, or you just you feel like you're not getting anywhere with your spiritual gift or your creative talent. Like, do not give up, Aries. Do not. It's yours. It's your energy. It's part of your experience this lifetime. But, you know, you're learning different stuff and you're still expanding and growing. So every single thing that you experience is part of that path. And with death and rebirth, I really feel as though you, at some point in this life, are going to shed the old you and transform into somebody completely brand new. And that brand new person owns their spiritual gift and ability. That person owns their creative talent and ability. And once that is owned, nobody can top you. Nobody can be better than you at what you could do. Like, it's just, they can't. So let's see what your finances and material life was like in this incarnation here. We have the 8 of Crystals. So, Aries, you weren't broke, alright, but you probably weren't rich either, okay? This, to me, looks as though this is the Apprentice card, okay? So you were developing your skill, developing your craft, wasn't quite ready to come forth. So whatever this was, maybe some of you did make a little money at it, but I don't think so. I feel like you were working a job and you were learning and developing whatever this was to bring forth into this lifetime now. Alright, so you were a very hard worker. You were able to provide for yourself, and aside from whatever your profession truly was, you were working on this as well. And you're bringing it forth into this lifetime here. Now, like it's meant to manifest, all right? You have the experience. It's in your soul. It's encoded in your soul. It's just a matter of you allowing yourself to be triggered for that, to be awakened fully to its highest potential. All right? But it's in you, Aries. You worked for it, and you worked for it hard this past life. And you just weren't ready in this life to bring it forth. Like, you just weren't ready. You weren't. So let's look at your emotional connections and relationships and ties. Oops. I grabbed the wrong cards, but you know what? That means something. Yeah. That means something. This is another crystals card. And like I said, and this is a 10, Aries. This is a 10. So you have 8, 9, 10. Yes, the life that you're in right now, whatever this creative talent is, or spiritual gift or ability, you are meant to bring it forth, manifest it, and it is to provide for you, okay? You put in the hours, you have the experience, you have the wisdom, you have everything in your soul. If you don't think so, it's just a matter of being triggered. But you are meant to live a very abundant life, this life, based on the work you've done here. So, nice, Aries. I'm just like, how did I even grab the wrong deck? Interesting. But anyways, let's move on to your emotional connections. Oh my gosh, we have another 10. I'm just going to have to display this 10 of crystal as well, because now we have 2 10s, an 8 and a 9. Yeah, you're really nearing the end of a cycle, and also that comes into this life. Like, I would say this life, you might very well be either ending this cycle or you are starting a brand new cycle this life. But all of this that you earned through this 9 of flames here, that you earned through many lifetimes, Aries, is available to you in this incarnation. It's yours. And now we're looking at emotional relationships. Yes, Aries, you and your twin flame had a family. You guys had children together. It was the ultimate, the everything to you. But like I said earlier, everybody loved you. Everybody adored you. You were very popular. You had a lot of friends. A lot of people knew your name. A lot of people just felt really good in your presence, in your company. You just always had the right things to say. You were very intuitive, very empathic with others. So, yeah, you either are on the very end, this lifetime, of this cycle, or you have started something brand new. Because, wow, this energy just at the end. So let's see what your biggest challenge was in this lifetime. We have the 8 of Orbs. So, Aries, you really worried about things. You really probably stressed yourself out. Also, the element of this is, I really feel like even though you had all of this energy around you and so many people loved you and called you friend, you felt very isolated. Again, there's this element of some aspect of yourself that you kept hidden from so many people. And this is our second 8. So we have 2 8s and 2 10s. So, Aries, the angel number 10 and the angel number 8, or 88, or 1010, could be quite significant for you, because we have it, and we have this progression of the 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, there was just some element, some aspect of yourself that you just kept hidden, and it was painful for you. Okay, at other times you felt isolated and just disconnected from everyone and everything, which is crazy because of what I see here, but we do have this misfortune. So something did happen, Aries. Something happened in this life that rocked your boat and may have caused you to shut down and disconnect for a while, but you bounced back, okay? The departure of your relationship, I kind of feel like the departure of the ending of this relationship is on top of this misfortune. It's like something just awful happened, and then perhaps it was just too much of a strain for you and your twin flame, and you had to go your separate ways for a while. And some of you, I really feel like it was the loss of a child, and it just cut you to the bone, and it was really hard to bounce back from that. Others of you, it's a different type of misfortune, but you and your twin flame definitely had a separation, but you came back together, and it was very solid family love, and because these cards are so large and it's showing up, I really feel like this twin flame has been your love, like coming through as your lover, because it doesn't always happen that way, okay? Definitely your lover, your spouse, creating a family, deep, deep ties with this person for sure. But let's take a look and see exactly what energies from this life come forth into your current incarnation for the good or the bad. So the karma energies that are still attached to you. Yeah, oh nice. Aries. Either this life is like the wrapping up of this cycle, or you are stepping into this life as an ascended soul, as an ascended being, because of all of this energy and having to hide yourself. Like, I feel like you were so gifted, so why weren't you ready? Like, I can't see that. It's something really you weren't ready, but you had it. Like, it was there. The shadow. This really speaks to that Eight of Orbs energy, where you might feel very isolated and disconnected and suffer some bouts of depression at time. And this happens, Aries, because you're so sensitive to energy, and it doesn't have anything to do with what your zodiac sign is. Your soul, Aries, based on what I'm seeing here, where it's been, what it's been through, what it's achieved, you are very sensitive and you pick up other people's energy. And we have 2 spider webs here, okay, and we have 2 owls in all of these cards. So I suggest, Aries, you look up the spiritual meaning of the spider and the spiritual meaning of the owl, and perhaps even the spiritual meaning of the snake, okay? Or for those of you who are in the Chinese zodiac, look up to see if you are the snake in the Chinese zodiac and read about that. That could trigger some past life information to, help you with this life. But with the shadow here, I just see the 2 spider webs, because see, there's a spider web, and then here she has the spider web, and then we have the owl here and the owl here on the Ice Queen. So spiders and owls feel very significant for Aries. And then we have reason. This here is the Emperor, Aries, which is your energy in the zodiac. So there was an element of fire energy, your Aryan energy. Honestly, I just thought of this as I was saying that you could have been a Scorpio rising Aries in your past life, and maybe this life you're an Aries rising Scorpio, or an Aries with a Scorpio moon, because Scorpio energy is very strong. So I feel like this past life is really speaking to those Aries that have a Scorpio connection in their astrology chart this lifetime for sure. Like the Scorpio energy is really strong, or you really connect with Scorpio people, something like that. But yeah, with this coming as reason, with ascension, you, whatever was holding you back, this shadow right here, this, what was holding you back, what made you not ready, like, you have the power to triumph that this lifetime. With you're ready, like, you can't get any more ready than the pairing of these two cards right here. Like, it's just, you're ready, Aries. You are ready to be famous. You are ready to put your creative talents out there. If you sing, go for it. Like, just start putting all your energy into it. And, you know, many people say, well, I have all these ideas, but I don't have, like, the resources or the money. This is what I have to say to that. Start with what you have. If all you can do is brainstorm and plan and research and educate yourself about, you know, different things, then start there, because you're putting the mental energy into it. And as you do that, you build the energy, and it has to manifest into something, Aries. It has to. But your steps along the way is what manifests that. So if that's all you can do is plan and research, then do that. But, and those of you who know, like, you just have this psychic gift, this spiritual ability, talent, do not closet it this lifetime. Don't do it. Like, you did that last lifetime, Aries. You closeted it. And, you know, some of you, I feel like you shut yourself off entirely, like I said earlier in the message. Some of you, because of this Eight of Orbs and Ice Queen, self, death, rebirth, some of you shut that off. You just shut it off. Perhaps the misfortune came in this spiritual or in your creative talent, I don't know. But some of you just shut yourself off. And it comes with you. Those who shut yourself off, it's not going to leave until you turn it back on. I'm sorry to say that. And that's your key to freedom. You are a free spirit, Aries. But you've got to turn it on. Turn on those spiritual gifts. Turn on the creative talent that's already on. Kick it up into high. You are fire. Fire is all about action. It's the ethers of creation, the beginning, which sets the foundation for the physical manifestation, okay? Turn yourself on. Turn yourself on, because it's there. You've spent lifetimes working on this, and you feel it in your soul. You feel it in your bones. It's time to birth that baby, and you can be very comfortable, very abundant, very wise and knowledgeable in whatever it is, very just amazing. Like, lifetimes, I say, lifetimes, Aries, lifetimes. And now it's like all of that you bring into this new energy of the Aryan energy that you are experiencing this lifetime to manifest all your travels of your soul, manifest into this lifetime. So, Aries,